Hey guys, I thought I'd make a quick video today about my XR2 tactile vision system application that I've been working on. This is just an application that I've been designing so that I can understand all the technologies and how they would work in together. As you can see, it's loading up here and it's very heavy on the resources, so bear with us while we load it up. Okay, this is the application here. And I'm just going to discuss what you can see here. These are all the filters and all the different features that we can turn on and off over here in this panel, which is what I'll be demonstrating and showing you in the application. The hardest part was to get the two channels to work. After we got over that hurdle, everything else was sort of came together. I've got a CPU, GPU, and RAM meter here. These are important because as we play around with the different technologies, we need to see what's happening up here and how much resources are being used. So this is just my process, how I do things. I developed this from a blank page. I downloaded all the different libraries and brought them in here just so I can understand them one by one, what's going on. It's just my process of working things out so that later when I build the operating system, I can always come back to this and understand each technology, how it works and integrates to each other. It's a bit of a suite. Okay, so I'm going to open up the terminal window. I'm going to bring this into view. The terminal window is basically all the data that can be sent to all the hardware, like the servos or whatever other pieces of technology. It's just the output. I'm sure you guys will understand that. Okay, so we're gonna open up a stream. We're gonna try with our wake word. We do have a model running here. We have Piper and Whisper on board at the moment, and a few other models for facial recognition, emotion detection, OCR, gesture, and full body tracking using OpenCV.
Sound feedback enabled.
And there is Piper. Just came in, and that's the voice we've selected today, so we can do the demo. We're just going to start with the wake word, which is Hey XR. As you can see, it's taken the wake word and it's now listening to what I'm saying.
Okay, processing that. It seems like the system has activated its listening mode. Is there anything specific you need help with?
Okay, so XR's wake word is working, and now we have ChatGPT on board. This is currently pushing it through the cloud, but it will be pushing it through Olama. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start and open a stream, which is the first I, so you guys can see me, and then we'll go back to the voice prompts. And as that's loading, it's loading up a few models, which is the emotion detection, the OCR, and the gesture. Once they're loaded, we're all good. The system takes them up, and here we are. Hey guys. I thought, how am I going to do this without a webcam? But I forgot that we have the vision system. So I've just activated one of XR2's eyes, and I will now activate the second eye to the right of me. The video is just cut out for a second because the model is loading for the second eye and opening up a second channel to the second web camera, which is here. So these are the two eyes, if you can imagine. They will be pointing both straight, but for this demo I've got one to the right of me and one facing front. Okay, back to ChatGPT. We're going to use a wake word. Hey XR, what is the population of America?
Okay, processing that. As of 2023, the estimated population of the United States is approximately 334 million people.
Hey XR, what is the population of Europe?
processing that. As of 2023, the population of Europe is approximately 750 million people.
Hey XR, who wrote Mary Poppins?
Okay, processing that. Mary Poppins was written by D.L. Travers.
Alright, so as you can see, we've got AI. That's there on standby, and it's also, I'll be pushing other things to it. It's activated with the wake word, or it can be activated by choosing this option here on the screen, which is enable voice input ASR, which will basically constantly listen. It's better with the wake word because it gets messy when you're constantly listening. It basically is sending everything, all the tokens up to the model. Now I'm using the cloud for the demo, but I will be using Allama, and I have done some tests. I will be switching to it for another demo in the future, so you can see everything working locally and nothing cloud. It's the only model I'm using. All the other Whisper, Piper, all the other detections are local. So I just need to tell you that. All right. So I've got the CPU, the GPU, and the RAM. Guys, these are important when you're sort of working with these models, so you can see what's going on. And it will also help with the integration of other things. So we're going to start by running the first model, which is always running. And you may have seen a glimpse of it before, which is the tracking. This is the tracking model. If you can imagine, this is the robot's hand. This is the tracking. Okay, it's tracking it on the image's pixel space, but it is also tracking depth in real world space. So I'm going to turn that on. Okay, so as you can see the depth, and as you can see by the depth, that's incorrect because it needs to be calibrated. I'm going to calibrate that with you now. So if we go to options, calibrate the Z signal, basically you hold your fingers up to the camera at 200 millimeters or 20 centimeters, depending which part of the world you live in. You basically tap, you move to the next location. Now ideally you would do this with a tape measure or a ruler to get this accurate, and you will only need to do it once. Once it's calibrated, it's saved. I'm doing it by eye. I'm a sign writer, so I'm pretty good with measurements. And at 60. Alright. That's being calibrated. You can see everything's being pushed to the terminal. And that's accurately calibrated, guys. You can see that if I got a ruler, I'd probably be about a centimeter off if I'm lucky. And I just did that by eye. Okay. It's using pixel depth dimensions to do this in real space. And I'm pretty impressed with it. And I took a lot of time working this one out. But I had help. I worked it out with AI. We ran the numbers on it and worked out all the angles. Not gonna lie, and it's come pretty good. Alright, so now if you have your, you want to grab an object as a robot using the robot hand, this would be the zone. And as you can see, if you had fingers or claws, it's detecting this hot zone. Okay, and it's also, if you notice, is measuring the opening and closing. It's changed from the Z and applied it to the finger claw. Alright, it's two forms of data happening there. And I'm very happy with this because I'm going to use this later for other things. And obviously you can add a second hand. I have not because I'm only working with this one. But yeah, he will be able to see his hands. Pretty cool. Alright, moving away from that, going to turn on full body skeleton. Now, I'm gonna get up for this one, guys. Check it out. Okay, it's even got the legs. I can't get them in the camera, but yeah. Okay, so this is skeleton tracking, and he's getting the data basically for this, and ideally he would use this to mimic my movements in real time. So basically, if he wanted to copy me, raise his arms and down, I have this data coming through, and we can push it to the servos. In another update, I'm going to show you these angles getting converted. I'm not sure how accurate they are, but I've ran some numbers and they look within. I'm not going to say they're super accurate because I'll be lying, but I think with a bit of work we can definitely use them for some basic, at least hand movements with the whole arm. I think it can definitely generate that very well. Yeah, moving away from that, we have, so I'm turning on all these models together. So at the moment we have two together. We're adding a third now. This is an interesting one because I want to use QR codes on certain objects that he grabs. And this, as you can see in the terminal, it's detected it, read it, scanned it, and tracking it. And that is while I have the other two models running at the same time. I want you to pay attention to the CPU, GPU, and the RAM because they're on the low side and we're only getting started. Okay. Now these models I'm using are all quantized small models. They're all been, mini versions and they work quite good. I'd be highly suggesting that you use the mini versions and not any of the full ones. The mini ones are so light that they're very impressive. They're almost like compressed, zipped, or summarized, and they work quite well. The fact that I can detect this while running the other two models simultaneously, look how much is going on there, right? And we haven't even fired up the second eye right here next to me, which I will in a second. All right. And as you can see the data coming up on the terminal, it's tracking that. Talking about tracking, if we just go back a minute and we will just remember this tracking. I'll just turn on the off that. Alright guys, so there's the XYZ sending to the terminal, sending it to the hardware if we wanted to. The hardware would read that. Okay, just forgot to show you that before. Alright, and I will now show you gestures. Gestures is basically, check it out, it's detected one finger and it's also tracking. Let me just take off the tracking because you won't be able to see. So that's detecting 1, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, palm, right? So it can actually see what you're holding up. This is going to be good for when we do, again, the hands. I mean, it actually understands that it's this finger, the pointing finger open right now. This understanding that this is these 2 fingers open right now, and it can see that it's a V, a victory symbol. Third, fourth, and 5th, right? Whole palm. So again, it's more information, it's data, but that in itself is a different piece of code just to do that. All right. Now, as you can see, the video has flipped because I wanted to get the OpenCV with another model to read documents as I present them to XR2. So as you can see, he just read that. It says Jetson Orin Nano Developer Kit. And that's coming all down here in the text. The gestures come here and the QR codes come in this box here. And they're also getting pumped into the terminal over here. So that's just quickly reading, right? I mean, I've got small text in here, so I can't read anything else, but let's just try. I've got a new Samsung there, Galaxy Ultra, see that? And it's reading the box. All right, there's another box here. All right, picked up that wave share right there. Okay, so this is another model running. Now, I'm going to run another model now. Neutral, happy, angry. Guys, this is emotion. So XR2 will be able to detect emotion while detecting. I'm going to really jack up the CPU here. not going to be happy, but I just want to prove something. Guys, it is detecting and running all the models together. I mean, sorry about the QR code. I have to hold it so that you can see it. All right, check it out, guys. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Look at that terminal reading all this shit. Right, I'm bringing this into view so you can see the QR is still working while tracking the QR code. I mean, this is some crazy Tesla shit right here. All right. Okay. I'm gonna switch all these models off, and I hope you were paying attention to the CPU and GPUs and the RAM. All right, we've got another model. I'm getting excited. There's all these models. Okay, now we've got YOLO running. This is a big model. This model detects in real time a whole bunch of things. This is coming through this eye, but hey, look at this. This model's running too. Okay, now we're down to 5 frames with this model because it's pretty big, but I have not quantized this model, which I will be when I get a new one. But as you can see, it's detecting everything live and everything can go to the terminal as well. I haven't pushed that information yet, but it can. Just go back to the emotions on this first eye. As you can see down here, I've got the output as well happening here with a little emoji matching my tent. Okay, now while we are here, I want to show you something which is the model still running. ChatGPT is in the background. So we can go something like this. Hey XR, what do you see?
Requesting summary. The image shows a person wearing a headset, framed by 2 boxes. The smaller green box around the face indicates an emotion detection label Fear 32%. The person has short dark hair and a beard. The background. There are shelves with various items. The FPS frames per second rate is displayed as 8 in the upper left corner.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey XR, what do you see?
Requesting summary. The image shows a person holding a box labeled Jetson or Nano Developer Kit with the NVIDIA logo. The person is partially obscured by the box. In the background, there's a cabinet with some items on shelves. The image has an overlay showing an outline around the person and the box, as well as an FPS:30 indicator in the top left corner.
And this is how basically I learn how to use everything, guys. I bring everything in and just study what makes it tick, and then I'll be able to implement this into the OS. On top of this, he has, we can record. So it's asking for a file name.
Recording stream 1 started. Recording stream 2 started.
So right now it's recording all the data into memory, which is my next phase, which he'll be able to just store everything he sees, everything he learns from both eyeballs, and file it away, date, time stamped, whatever. Later he can summarize it, he can put it in a database. This is what I've been working on in this suite.
Recording stream 2 stop. Recording stream 1 stop.
And we'll just play back those captures. I'll just got to find them. They will be where we recorded them. I might have to do that again, guys. Sorry. I will be putting them onto the desktop this time so I can find them. Alright, let's try that again.
Recording stream 1 started. Recording stream 2 started.
Okay. Bit of action.
Recording stream 2 stop. Recording stream 1 stop.
Okay. There it is, guys. Recording. Sorry. My window is too big. Okay, so there's the recording. Okay. Alright, so just take that box off my face. And here we are. That pretty much covers everything that we've got tied in. I've got zoom in here on both eyes. Okay, so again we can call, hey XR, what do you see?
Requesting summary. The image shows a person wearing over-ear headphones with a microphone. The face is outlined in purple, and the lighting gives a pinkish tone to the image. The person has dark hair and a beard. The background is blurred.
You get the point, guys. This is what I've been working for the last 2 weeks. So while I've been quiet, I've been busy with work, so I haven't had much time to work on hardware in the garage. Hope you enjoyed the demo. If you got any questions, shoot them across, and I'll continue to build on this for my sake, as I encourage everyone to sort of learn this way. It's an educational process. Now I feel like I've mastered all of this stuff and I can incorporate it into anything I want. Peace out, guys. Have a good day.